Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. I'm talking about calorie density, people, and this is video number 2. I'm going to be doing a third one as well. So yesterday, for number 1, I literally showed the calorie density chart. And there are a gazillion, okay, especially on Pinterest and stuff like that. But I picked a really basic one because I liked the way it had a top with a green line saying go, 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 and then a red line saying no, no, no. Though to be fair, avocado fell right into that red line. And I would have put it under yellow for caution because it is a plant-based fat, and you can certainly have a healthy, adequate amount. But anyway, let's go ahead and go back over that really quickly in case you weren't with us. But you can find number 1, it literally says video 1, calorie density. So the main thing that it said was, this is calories per pound of product, okay? So for 1 pound of any just basic non-starchy vegetables, and I'm about to go over that, that's the purpose of the second video, it's just 100 calories. Leafy greens, tomatoes, whatever it is. And a lot of those, even tomatoes, since they have seeds, is really a fruit. And I was about to say bell peppers, which again, seeds equal fruit, but you guys get the idea. Then it skipped up to 300 calories, which was fruit itself. And there are a lot of non-starchy fruits, which I'm going to share tomorrow. So you want to consider some of those. The only real starchy fruit is a banana, which has 25 calories an ounce. And I happily weigh that to get bang for my buck. Then it goes to 400, which is things like potatoes, corn, squash, oats, which is so hearty. 500 calories for things like whole grains, rice, and pasta. And finally, 600 calories for things like beans and legumes. But you can absolutely enjoy all of that without consequence, largely without consequence, presuming that you're eating to the point of satiation rather than total fullness, like the insanity of Thanksgiving and people wanting to die. Okay, after that, it gets much bigger. I'm not going to go over that again, but I will definitely include it under the description of the video. The other thing that I will share again is Chef AJ, if you've heard her before. She did a really good one on calorie density because she showed visuals, and I know that really helps people to get the idea behind it. Sometimes Tanny Raw listens to me, and Tanny Raw, if you happen to be on here, I would love it if you would share in the chat if you have a specific video that references calorie density. I couldn't find it, but it may not be called that. So that would be brilliant because you are my go-to. Let's be fair. All right, but I have a fantastic article for today. It's from Very Well Health, and I will include a second one that is from healthline.com, which I love healthline.com because they have a bottom line for everything. What I don't favor about them is they often refer to tests on animals, and that's kind of a bummer. I think this Very Well Health is a good one because it's literally just going to give you an amazing list of acceptable non-starchy vegetables that you can consider in that 100 calorie category. Now, as you saw up a ways, okay, more in the 400 was where you found something like corn, because that's very much a starchy vegetable. So it's a little bit different right there. Potatoes, starchy vegetables. Those are obviously not in the 100 calorie non-starchy vegetable list, so don't confuse those. But the reason I'm doing this is because I want to be able to feel like I'm eating a lot of food, but I'm still in the mode of losing my weight. And so I want to stay in my calorie range as well. All right, so this is Load Up on Non-Starchy Vegetables, and again, I will include it as part of the description of the video. There's no denying that vegetables are healthy for us. Studies have shown that eating a diet rich in vegetables as part of an overall healthy diet can help reduce cardiovascular disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. A vegetable-rich diet can also help to lower blood pressure. All so important. Vegetables are nutrient-dense, loaded with vitamins, minerals, disease-fighting antioxidants, and fiber. I think someone just knocked on my door. Yes, it was the doorbell, but for my husband, Amazon Prime. Okay, so let's go on. Vegetables are nutrient-dense, loaded with vitamins, minerals, disease-fighting antioxidants, and fiber. Ding, 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 ding. Fiber. Oh my gosh. Fiber is an important nutrient when it comes to managing weight and diabetes. A hyperlink if you want more information. Fiber helps to keep you full, pulls cholesterol away from your heart. That's what's so beautiful. And can help to regulate blood sugars by slowing down digestion. Amazing. One of the best ways to increase your fiber content is to increase your vegetable intake. Let's say that again. One of the ways to increase your fiber content is to increase your vegetable intake. Again, a hyperlink. Preferably non-starchy vegetables. And of course, that's the key right now. So what are non-starchy vegetables? I'm so glad you asked. Non-starchy vegetables contain about 25 calories, 0 grams of fat, 5 to 6 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, and 0.5 to 2 grams of protein per half cup cooked or 1 cup raw. And people say, I can't eat vegetables. Half a cup, 1 cup, really? To save your life? Come on. In addition to being a low-calorie, low-carbohydrate food, non-starchy vegetables add texture, flavor, bulk, and rich color to any meal. When you can, aim to make half of your plate non-starchy vegetables. You know, yesterday I was mentioning that plentiful Kiki. It's such a cute little name, plentiful Kiki. She's a mom, a wife, has 2 little kids. She's young and she's been hanging out with High Carb Hannah. But she absolutely does that. Okay, tell me what it is. I think it's called the starch solution. So she lost all her weight, as did her husband. And her husband had less to lose and lost it so quickly. He actually has to watch to make sure he's eating enough. But she absolutely did that with that half plate method. Like, you can look into the starch solution if that's your gig. But she literally takes a plate, half fresh non-starchy vegetables, half whatever the starch is of the meal. And if you just continue to eat that way, in her situation, wow. All right, so types of non-starchy vegetables. I am going to read this list to you because, again, by verbalizing it, by hearing it, it's allowing my body to recognize and commit to the better way. So bear with me. And if you want, you can use a small voice. I say this to my readers, use a small voice and repeat the same thing for the same reason. Auditory, on your lips, your brain is taking it in. All right, it's alphabetical for those of you who are a bit COD and need it in order. Artichoke, artichoke hearts, asparagus, bamboo shoots, beans. Now listen to the beans on this one, because this is not the beans in the 400 calorie. This is beans that are green, wax, Italian, such as white beans, navy beans, black beans, not to be confused with legumes, okay? Because again, I think those beans and legumes were actually in the 600 calorie. So they were still in that measure, but much less at 600 calories a pound. All right. Bean sprouts, yes. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, such as green, bok choy, Chinese, red. Carrots. And then it says, note that 1 baby carrot is about 1 gram of carbohydrate. I guess for people who have a problem with that. Cauliflower, celery, chicory. I'm going to say these wrong, but bear with me. Chayote, coleslaw, and of course, just plain shredded cabbage, right? Cucumber, dandelion, daikon, eggplant, greens like collard, kale, mustard, turnip, hearts of palm, jicama, kohlrabi, leeks, lettuce, endive, escarole, leaf, iceberg, romaine, mustard greens, okra, onions, pea pods, peppers, all types, radishes, rutabaga, solid greens like chicory, endive, escarole, I'm saying these wrong, I'm sure, lettuce, romaine, spinach, arugula, radicchio, watercress, like all, enjoy them all, and change them up. Snow peas or pea pods, scallions, sprouts, squash, like cushaw, summer, crookneck, spaghetti, zucchini, sugar snap peas, Swiss chard, string beans, tomato, turnips, water chestnuts, zucchini. Hello? And you were saying, but wait, what non-starchy vegetables can I have? Hello? Are you kidding me? all in that 100-calorie category per pound. Wow. There's no way you can be hungry if you're really stocking up on all of that. Wow. All right. So then it goes on and says, what should you think about when purchasing? If possible, purchase produce in season. And I've kind of been doing that even with the fruit that I'm eating right now. I'm just trying to enjoy what's in season. You not only save money, but you'll reduce your carbon footprint, amen, by purchasing local produce. The less time spent traveling, the better the taste too. Think about purchasing organic versions of certain vegetables. And there's this thing called the Dirty Dozen, which you can always look up, and it shows you which vegetables in particular should be organic, because there's just no way to protect you from the pesticides, even if you soak and try and clean them. Though that'll always help. For sure, that'll always help. But there's a certain list that you really need to avoid. Other ones, not so much. So it says, think about purchasing organic versions of certain vegetables that contain more pesticide. Pesticide exposure may increase your risk of cancer, skin problems, asthma, infertility, etc. If you've never heard of the Dirty Dozen list, here it is. I didn't know. You may want to read up on it. There are food items that contain higher levels of pesticide residue, and some vegetables on the list include celery, spinach, sweet bell peppers, like mini baby bells, I guess, and cucumber. So those need to be considered. Obviously, with cucumber, it's a nice thick skin. You could readily remove and not eat that part. But celery, I always do organic. Spinach, I always do organic. The sweet bell peppers, not always. If you find that you're wasting your vegetables due to spoilage, in my case, consider getting a pig. But this says consider purchasing frozen versions. Nutritionally, they match up to fresh, if not better, because they're flash frozen at peak freshness, which retain vitamins and minerals. Frozen vegetables are also easy to prepare because they're already pre-cut and washed. It's a little more difficult if you're a raw vegan, because obviously defrosting frozen vegetables, I mean, unless you're using them like in a dressing or a smoothie, it's just not lovely. But anyway, how should you prepare non-starchy vegetables? Fresh and raw with a delicious dressing is what I say. But this goes on to tell you to saute. Again, instead of oil, you can certainly use water. Roast. Again, you can certainly use your dehydrator at 118, right? If you're using them in a salsa, you can blanch them first to brighten their color. Avoid boiling your vegetables. I love this, as this can cause the vitamins to leach into the water, and it can also make them look dull. Yeah. Of course, avoid things like the butter, cream, cheese, salad dressing, oil, all those things that suddenly make it go from 100 calories a pound to the 4,000 calories a pound, like oil-popped popcorn. Ah, such a crime. Okay, how can you get non-starchy vegetables into your diet? Aim to eat a variety of colored vegetables. Eating about 3 to 5 half cups cooked or 1 cup raw servings daily will boost your vitamin, mineral, and fiber content. Include vegetables in sandwiches, salads, side dishes, omelets, soups, stews. Top protein with vegetables. Like, it depends on what your diet is, but those are some ways they're suggesting. Make vegetables the base of your meal. Eat lunch or dinner size salads. Substitute pasta for spaghetti squash. Or make zucchini pasta, like zoodles, right? Or cauliflower rice. Brilliant. Incorporate vegetables into your snack, like pre-cut carrots, peppers, celery, broccoli, or whatever you like, and then pair them with something healthy. They recommend things like hummus, guacamole. Tanny Raw, whom I mention often, and is a social phenom for everything health, has an amazing stretch the fat guac, and you can find that video. If I can, I'll put it in the description of this video. But she knows how to take just a little bit of avocado and stretch that fat by incorporating other vegetables, and yet you still get the joy of eating guacamole. So that's a good one. For the hummus, I am willing to use chickpeas, and I know people don't like to use canned, but what I do is I go ahead and just soak mine for 24 hours. It softens them up, and then I just blend them in the blender and add delicious spices or even fresh salsa if I have it. and then I can do that. Now, chickpea, as obviously a bean, has quite a bit of calories in it. So depending on your program, you'll have to consider that. But it says you could even use nut butter. For some people, that's a no. But again, what's your calories, what's your fat, where are you at, okay? Again, it's recommending to make your plate half vegetables, and this will help you reduce your carbohydrate and calorie intake. Anyway, well done. Really good on that list. I'm going to read it to you backwards. Come on, people. In your mind right now, like any good teacher, I'm going to ask you to actually be thinking, yes, no, no, yes, no, 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 yes, no. I want to see how many of these, and again, I'm including it in the description of the video, are you willing to eat or try on this list? Okay, here we go. Zucchini, water chestnuts, turnips, tomato, string beans, Swiss chard, sugar snap peas, squash, all kinds, sprouts, scallion, snow peas or pea pods, salad greens, so all leafy greens, rutabaga, radishes, peppers, all types, pea pods, onions, okra, mustard greens, mushrooms, lettuce, all kinds, leeks, kohlrabi, jicama, hearts of palm, greens, eggplant, daikon, dandelion, cucumber, coleslaw, chayote, chicory, celery, cauliflower, carrots, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, bean sprouts, beans meaning the ones that are white, navy, black, not legumes, bamboo shoots, asparagus, artichoke hearts, and artichokes. Did you count? It was hard for me to move my screen and be counting at the same time. I stopped at 27. I don't know where you're at. I'm pretty game for all of those. Interestingly, I'm not an onion girl, okay? It was funny though, when I was little, I used to eat those green onions. I'm not an onion girl, so I didn't include that. I'm not a mushroom girl either, though I have been able to make myself eat, what are those big brown ones that people use? It's a trend right now. I've made myself eat that, and it was okay. It was okay. So scallion, I literally think there were only like 5 on here that I just said I didn't favor, not even 5. So let me see, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. I think there's at least 45 on here. I probably said like 41. Yes. That was not always true for me. But I'm getting fun with it. And because I can go for broke, I'm all in. Okay, people? I want to be able to eat and get the weight off. Hence the calorie density. All right, my friends, that was video number 2. Tomorrow we will be talking about fruit, non-starchy fruits. So interesting. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. Is this helping you in opening your mind to that whole calorie density and how you can totally eat and enjoy and either maintain your weight or lose weight if you're like me. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed.